Another thing that's really important is there are a lot of new initiatives in other parts of the United States, other parts of New York, to help victims, especially victims of domestic violence.
Yeah.
For instance, in a lot of counties such as Queens County, they've created what's called a family justice center. When a victim is a victim of domestic violence, it's different than a mugging or some other kind of street crime because the victim is usually a repeat victim. They're usually in an abusive situation that they are having trouble getting out of. Sometimes they're having trouble getting out of that relationship because the abuser is a husband or a boyfriend and there's emotional ties. A lot of times there's a financial problem where the victim is financially reliant on the defendant, and they need resources. They need counseling. They need job training. They need help getting an order of protection. And what other counties do, in one location, they have a family justice center where there's a playroom for the children to play in, and the victim can go down the hallway, and one door will be the police department, one will be the district attorney, one will be someone to help them with any family court issues, one will be to help them with immigration, one will be to help them with job training, things like that, in one location. In Westchester, we don't have that, and there's really no reason. It doesn't cost anything. All these services exist in Westchester. They're just all spread out, and it makes it harder for crime victims to get access to them. So those are the type of things that we can bring to Westchester to have a more efficient system, something that's more user-friendly for victims of crime and also for police departments.
We're speaking with Dan Schorr, who's running for under the Republican banner for the district attorney's office, which is coming up next year in November. One thing I want to ask you, are you assured of the Republican line? Are you having anyone else contesting for that Republican line? Are you the only one at the moment?
I have no opposition for the Republican line.
Okay.
And I have the support of a lot of major figures here. Mayor Delfino recently helped us do a fundraiser in White Plains.
Right.
I've been all over the county, and as I said, there's no opposition on the Republican side.
Do you feel that the party line infuses any specific environmental issue for the district attorney? When you carry the banner of the Republican Party, are there certain tenets that you will bring to the office because of your Republican affiliation?
Well, I think district attorney can...
Or any party, for that matter. I mean, it's not like I just want to pull out the Republican.
Right.
Maybe Democrats also bring something to the office.
Republicans have won every district attorney race going back over 100 years. I think because in general they're seen as the party that's better on crime. However, I think the district attorney race is very different from other races in that there's not a Republican way to fight crime or a Democratic way to fight crime. Democrats in the county who may be more liberal on taxes or on healthcare policy, they may have voted for Barack Obama. They still want to be safe. They still want, if they're a victim of crime, that the DA's office is competent and works with the police to lock up someone who burglarized their home, stole their car, prosecuted public corruption cases. So I don't think there's really a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. Also, I started my career as a prosecutor working for Richard Brown, who is the district attorney in Queens County. He's a Democrat, and he's as tough a prosecutor as you'll find.
I wanted to ask you before we get to the break, and then we'll also probably have people calling in with questions. And if they'd like, they can already start writing down the number, 914-636-0110. Tell your friends they could listen to us at WVOX.com. That's worldwide via audio streaming technology. And we're speaking with Dan Schorr, who's running for district attorney in Westchester County. Let's talk a little bit about politics, too. There seems to be like a contest going on around you and around everyone else who is running for office. Some Republicans I hear are going to be backing Janet DeFiore, even though she's now turned and became a Democrat while she was in office, because she was elected as a Republican. I've been hearing things that Dan Colte, for example, recently ended up attending a fundraiser for, of all people, Tony Castro, who ran twice unsuccessfully for the district attorney's office. There seems to be a connection here too with Doug Colte, with Dr. Giulio Cavallo from the Independence Party. All of this upheaval in different parties, does that affect you? Because do you become encumbered by all these fights around you?
Well,
not that you're the only central figure, but there are, everybody who's running for office, there seems to be contention among the parties to grab hold.
It's an interesting election because, as most people know or may not know, we had a district attorney in 2005, Janet DeFiore, who got elected as a Republican, and then about a year later switched parties. And that definitely changed this election in the sense that it's not the classic Republican versus Democrat. It appears she has a Democratic primary challenge from Tony Castro, so I don't know which one of them.
Maybe, though he hasn't actually said that he will run yet, but he's being backed up by,
Right, and I was recently at an event where he spoke as a candidate. But in any event, I've been around to a lot of groups, Republican and non-Republican, and not one Republican has come to me and said that he or she is supporting Janet DeFiore. In fact, many of them are very upset because they worked hard on her campaign, they gave money to her campaign, and then she switched parties. I actually worked on her campaign in 2005, and I helped her. And I felt, some people felt disappointed that she switched parties, but I think that's not as important as the fact that she's done a bad job in terms of management of the district attorney's office. That's more serious than switching parties.
Okay, we have actually got a caller on the line, so let's entertain the caller. Good morning. You're speaking with Dan Schorr, who's running for district attorney in Westchester County.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'd like to make a comment, if I may.
Hi, Ken. As long as it's on topic, yes.
Yeah. Well, I was on the Mayor Burns' show there a little while ago. And,
are you going to be talking? Wait a minute, Ken. Are you going to be talking about Dan Schorr or the district attorney's office race?
I'd like to know where is it going? The taxes are still high. It must be going towards the Medicaid black hole.
All right. Thanks. Okay, I had to cut Ken off because taxes has nothing to do with the district attorney's office.
If I could say one further thing about the party switch. People switch parties. I have friends who've switched parties. They either became, disillusioned by one party or more attracted to the other party. But there's a big difference here with Janet DeFiore switching parties.
What is the difference?
The difference here is that she ran as a Republican in 2005. The Republican nomination was available. The Democratic nomination was available. Janet DeFiore was running for an open seat. She courted the Republican Party actively. She raised money from them. She said she was a Republican. And then about a year after taking office, she switched party to the Democrats, saying that the Republican Party didn't fit her views. And now, a year after that, she's actively courting the nomination of the Conservative Party. So she says she's a Republican. She switches Democrat when Democrats are winning elections here. And then she tries to get the extra line of the Conservative Party. It appears to some that it's not a sincere switch based on belief. And that's really important because the district attorney's word, maybe more than any other elected official, means a lot. Based on the district attorney's word, people are arrested. Their property is searched. Their telephone calls are listened to. So credibility with the district attorney is extremely important to our personal liberties. And there's a problem with her credibility because of the reason she gave for switching parties. They don't seem credible.
All right. Well, I guess we all have a different position. I'm not sure. There's too much contention. I guess I get lost personally because I don't know what the parties are doing. Not that I really care what they're doing, because I don't find them always on the level. So I find it difficult to judge what direction to take when it comes to the party line, because especially in this particular case, they're all over the place.
Well,
but I don't think. Hopefully, people don't judge or make decisions on agenda. Unfortunately, most people do.
Well, look, my campaign, as you could see from the literature that I gave you before, isn't based on a party platform. I'm a Republican. I'm running as a Republican. But what I'm running on is fixing the criminal justice system here, stopping the mismanagement in the DA's office. And I'm running on my experience of trying very serious cases, especially the family violence type of cases, prosecuting them, working with the police. And that's something that transcends party line.
Yes,
and I've been going to events, community events, outdoor festivals, talking to people of all parties. And I don't think the DA's race is just, it's not going to break down on party.
Okay, we're speaking with Dan Schorr, who's running for district attorney in Westchester County, and we do invite your participation. So if you'd like to call us at 914-636-0110, please do. Please stay on topic, and we'd like to talk about either this candidate or the district attorney's office itself. So that's important, and We'll have Ken call hopefully next week when the mayor announces some of his budget cuts, and we'll find out where and how money is being spent.